Welcome to the AI Queens podcast, the show where women entrepreneurs learn to ditch the overwhelm, embrace AI, and build businesses fit for royalty. I'm Erica Stanley, your host and tech expert, here to deliver tools, tips, and actionable strategies to help you scale smarter. Let's get to it. Welcome to the AI Queens podcast. Between seasons, I'm sharing powerful conversations to help women entrepreneurs ditch the overwhelm, embrace AI, and build businesses fit for royalty. This is a special replay from Emanuel Rose's Marketing in the Age of AI podcast, where I got to dive deep into the practical side of AI implementation, not just the theory, but the real systems that I use daily in my agency. Emanuel is a marketing strategist who truly gets the intersection of authentic marketing and AI automation. In this conversation, you're going to hear me break down exactly how I create custom GPTs for my clients, why I think of AI training like onboarding a new employee, and the game-changing email automation tool that is saving me literally hours every week. But what I love most about this replay is how Emanuel and I really get into the nitty-gritty. We talk about everything from my brand explorer, my brand to blueprint process, to why projects and folders in ChatGPT are absolute game changers for maintaining that institutional knowledge that your AI needs to serve your business properly. And with that, here is my episode with Emanuel Rose.
Well, thanks for tuning in today as we continue to dig into automations, agents, bots, and hopefully at some point agentic AI, but that's a little bit still in the future. We're going to talk today with Erica Stanley, who is a dynamic force in the world of marketing. With a rich background in blending creativity and analytics, Erica has made significant strides in helping businesses navigate the complexities of modern marketing strategies. Her expertise lies in harnessing data-driven insights to foster authentic connections between brands and audiences. Join me today as I explore Erica's innovative approaches to AI and marketing. Erica, thank you so much for spending some time with me today.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm happy to be here.
Well, so let's see. I'm excited to hear about how you as a marketer are leveraging some of these automations. And I just kind of lump this all together as one thing. Make.com, while it may not be AI driven, is still an automation that saves us time, all the way through to some of these things like Crew AI, where you're building these bots in very, very complicated workflows. But how are you implementing automation in the work that you're doing as the agency owner and the creative?
So I work with small business owners, primarily women-owned businesses, to create their brands, websites, and then implement AI strategies with them and for them. So in the process of, over the last 2 years or so, in the process of creating these brands and websites, one of the things I noticed was that the business owners I was talking to, they had really good brand standards after we were done. They knew what they should be doing. They just weren't really doing it. Either they didn't have time or they didn't have the resources, or it was something that fell through the cracks. And that was where AI really came in. So I started creating, as soon as custom GPTs were available, I started creating custom bots for my clients, utilizing the brand strategy that I had put together for them. For my clients, I'm not really using automations for them in the day-to-day. For myself, however, I have a few tools that I am using pretty regularly. So, for example, I'm using this app called Fixer AI, which I absolutely love. It is hooked into my email, and it's doing two things right now for me. It's helping to organize my email. So if a request comes in, it takes in the message of the email and it knows if it needs a response from me, if it's just like a message that's an FYI. Once I respond, it knows that I am waiting for a response and moves it to a different category and tags it. So it's really helping to streamline we all have this constant influx of emails coming into our inboxes, and it's helping me to organize those. So love that. The ones that need my response, it has sat in now on a bunch of my Zoom meetings. It knows my tone of voice. It has learned my voice. It is learning through the responses that I send out to people, and now will help pre-draft a response email for me. So if it's a request for a meeting, it automatically drafts a response with my meeting request link.
Yep.
Yeah. So that, oh gosh, that has saved me hours, and I absolutely love it. So I would say that's probably the number one AI automation tool I'm using right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool that it is building the warehouse of your responses and then drawing on that in order to respond for you.
Yeah.
Well, that's interesting. So, are you a ChatGPT person, or which of the LLMs have you focused your attention onto?
Right now, I'm primarily using ChatGPT. It feels like since since the LLMs became more a part of our daily lives, it feels like they have flipped back and forth. So Bing was doing great things for a while, and then ChatGPT, and then Claude jumped in, and they keep going back and forth with all of their updates. Right now, I'm all in on ChatGPT. It feels like OpenAI has done a really good job of staying on top of user requests and has made improvements. Their new O3 Mini and the advanced reasoning is phenomenal. The responses I'm getting out of it are just so in depth. And the fact that you can see its reasoning as it's providing responses to you
Right.
is also really cool, because if there's a gap in its reasoning, if it interpreted something the wrong way, you can now see exactly where it went wrong and correct that, and it will correct its response for you in a much more transparent way. Whereas before we were kind of just guessing, where did you get that? Why did you
Right.
now you can see all of the reasoning behind it. So that's been great. They also released a few months ago, they released projects with folders, which
Yep.
is, gosh, that has been incredible, being able to organize all of those chats and to use them as then source documents for additional chats. So I hear a lot of times that people are training their GPT over months. No, you are not. No, you're not. People think that they are training ChatGPT over months. It now has memory built in, but it's also, I heard it described as a conveyor belt, and it's kind of like Laverne and Shirley, where they had the conveyor belt and they were taking things off and putting things on the conveyor belt, but after a while, stuff falls off the end, and you don't know at what point the information that you've been feeding it, that you've been training it on, is starting to fall off the end. So things like projects, things like custom GPTs have allowed us now to put in a knowledge base that it can draw from.
Yep.
So you're not losing that legacy knowledge off the end of the conveyor belt like you do if you try to keep everything in one big long thread.
Right. Yeah, that's awesome. So, how do you describe the custom GPT concept to your clients?
Most of my clients have at least tried ChatGPT or tried Claude or Gemini. And one of the things that we always start off with is that you want to give these LLMs context. You want to tell it who you want it to be.
Right.
You want to tell it about your business, about your audience. And so every time you start a new thread, it's important that you give the LLM that context. By creating a custom GPT, you are now putting that context in. So it's starting with all of that legacy knowledge before you even start a conversation. So imagine, and I'm just going to use ChatGPT as the Kleenex, right?
Sure. Yep.
Talking about all LLMs, but I'm just going to say ChatGPT. So imagine ChatGPT is an intern on their first day. They're fresh out of school and full of knowledge, and they're really, really willing to help. But they don't know anything about your business. They don't know how you like things done. They don't know the ins and outs of your audience. So you're going to give them that information. They're not necessarily going to get it right out of the gate.
Yep.
And they're going to need more information. So intern day one. By creating a custom GPT, you're able to feed it information. So now it's a 1 year, 2 year, 5 year employee that has all of that knowledge base built up. They know about your business. They know about your company culture. They know all the ins and outs of the services and the products that you have. And so by creating a custom GPT or creating a project, you are giving it that foundational level knowledge that it can now pull from so that you're getting more accurate and richer answers that are in line with your business and your brand.
And then when you're doing your brand roadmap, you're building an ICP, ideal client profile, you're building brand voice, you're building these foundational documents that then go into that custom GPT. Am I following?
Yes, absolutely. So depending on the client's needs, so maybe the client needs to create email newsletters. Their content creation, they want it for email newsletters. So within a custom GPT, within the backend configuration, there's two areas where you can add information. And I look at this going back to the intern, right? I look at this as like the employee handbook and the like company knowledge base. So the employee handbook is going to tell them how to act, the dress code, we take lunch at this time, your job is to do this. You're going to be the person that creates the email newsletters. So that is what you can put into those instructions. I want you, the custom GPT, to act as an email newsletter specialist. I want you to use this tone of voice. This is our brand personality, and you're going to act as an expert. So this is how you want it to behave. Then it's got an area where you can upload files, and this is its knowledge base. So this is all of the company information that you wanted to have about your services, your products, your brand values, your core values, your messaging, your positioning, all of that. Mm-hmm. So all of that then goes into the knowledge base. And so you're creating this employee bot that has the richness of all of the information about your business and the enthusiasm of a day one employee.
Right.
Because they just want to help you do the best that they can.
Yeah. Yeah, especially if you build that context into the prompt, it will maintain that excitement for you.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So you've got your knowledge base that you're building out in as the beginning of the custom GPT, and then you're building content from there.
Yeah, and so if I'm building a GPT that is for email newsletter content, then through the Brand Explorer process, I have figured out and worked with the client to talk about what type of email content they want to send out, what's going to resonate best with their audience, what do they need to be sending out to reach their brand goals, to reach their business goals. And so all of that goes into the GPT, so that when they come to it and say, hey, I need a month's worth of newsletter content, I also have been programming in prompts for the GPT to then ask the user, which has been really, really helpful, because a lot of my clients and a lot of people I talk to, they don't know how to prompt. So I'm prompting the GPT to ask them.
Right.
So
I love that.
The email newsletter one, for example, will ask them, do you have any launches coming up? Are there any special products or services that you want to promote for this upcoming month? So it will ask them questions like that.
The way an account manager would ask them if they were working with an agency.
Exactly, yeah. So it can help them pre-build the foundation of the campaign before it even starts working on creating the content itself.
Yeah, love it. Well, what do you see, or how do you see that these automations that are coming online, what are you seeing that you're going to be doing with agents or bots in terms of either work inside of your agency or with your clients? What's on the roadmap for you?
Oh gosh. So I really am excited about Agentic AI. And I know that there are, you mentioned solutions like make.com. I think that over the coming year, we are going to start to see native agents within ChatGPT, within Claude. Notebook LM through Google is kind of already doing it. You can do some pretty basic automation stuff there, but I think we're going to start to see them built more natively within those LLMs. I am most excited about being able to take long form content, because a lot of my clients, they write not just articles and blogs, but a lot of them have books or TED Talks that they have written, and being able to take that long form content and put it in and chop it up and have it go into individual places where it can then be picked up by a team member to turn into other things. So, for example, let's say you've got an hour-long YouTube video that you filmed on how to do a thing or how the thing that you do is important.
Right.
Then putting that into a Google Drive, having the agent go in, take the transcripts of that, utilize the custom GPT that you've built that knows your audience's pain points, their hesitations, but also their passions and where those overlap with your area of expertise, and to take little snippets from that video and turn it into shorter form content. So for Instagram, a little piece of it, and come at it from a different angle and turn that into a short email newsletter.
Right.
And then plop those documents into separate Google Drive folders, which can then be picked up and turned into an email newsletter, turned into a social media graphic that's then posted by your social team or posted by a different agent.
Right.
So
Yep.
all of those things, and I know Zapier is being utilized for things like this as well. I know make.com. I think native in LLM agents are going to become more commonplace over the next year.
Yeah, that's very likely. I agree with you. I think the key distinction here is that, right, like these agents or bots that we direct, like Zap or Make or something like that, we're very in tune with the process, and we're kind of managing that process. The agentic, which is where this bot is actually going to act on its own and do activities on its own, almost nearly sentient in some respects. What will be interesting to watch the development and how we manage the agentic part of it versus the agent part, I think, in my mind.
Absolutely. Have you seen any of the demonstrations on OpenAI's, is it Operation?
I haven't seen that yet, no.
So they are building an AI that will act as you, that can actually,
Right.
the example that they give during the demonstration is that it will go in and book a plane ticket for you, that it knows the day you want to travel and where you want to go, and you've got most airline points over here. And so it can go in and find these 3 flights for you, but this one it knows is going to be a little too early, and then this one's got a big long layover, so this is the best option.
Yep.
And it will stop and ask you, are you okay with this? All right, let's find you a hotel, and can find a hotel based on, oh, you're a Marriott person. So all of those things. Yes, that's awesome.
Yeah,
I think that we are just at the very beginning of that,
for sure.
of using the agents to perform tasks that have always required human interaction. And the more context we're giving it, so it knows that I am a Marriott Bonvoy person. It
Yep.
knows that I have a bunch of United points. It knows that I don't like to be at the airport at 7 a.m. And
Right.
so then it's going to make decisions for me based on that information. And it's just the next level deeper to the same exact context that we're providing for it with custom GPTs.
Right. Yeah.
It's just that we, with our brains, we're not seeing all the possibilities yet, but we're right there. We're right, and I'm so stinking excited to be what feels like at the front edge of this wave, and to see what all it can do, and to keep playing, to stay in it, to get a little dirty with it, and get in there and try to figure stuff out, and I break it. I've tried creating things that have not worked, and it's fine. I think that getting more people to be curious about it, and that's part of what I'm doing with my AI Queen Society, is getting more women in particular to be curious about it and to get in and just play with it and try it out, because the more we're using it, the better we get at it. Like learning to drive, the more you're behind the wheel of a car, the more comfortable you get with it.
For
And
sure.
so I think that the more people are in it, it's coming, right? We can't stop it. We're not
Yep.
putting this genie back in the bottle.
All right.
I really want people to not be afraid of it, to not be hesitant, to get in there and play around and try, because if you don't, you're going to get left behind. You're the
Yeah.
person who's still using the word processor and the typewriter when everyone else has already moved on to their computer.
That is a great point. And if people want to get in touch with you and have more conversations like this, how do they do that, Erica?
Well, I am on Instagram. So my agency is called Emanuel and Digital, and that's where I work with people for brand websites and AI implementation. So I'm at mileanddigital.com and on Instagram at Mile and Digital. I'm also Erica Stanley at on LinkedIn. Oh, that might be where I was EJ Stanley is on
There we
LinkedIn.
go. Yeah.
But yeah, so you can find me, and I'm Emmanuel. I'm connected to you on LinkedIn, so people can find me through there as well.
All right. I love it. Well, I love the work that you're doing, and I'm so glad that you're exploring and bringing this in so that the female entrepreneurs have access to this easily as well. So I applaud your work, and I appreciate your time explaining it to me today.
Thank you so much. It's been a pleasure talking to you.
All right. Thanks, Erica.
If you've enjoyed Emanuel's thoughtful questions and insights about AI in marketing, definitely check out his podcast, Marketing in the Age of AI. He brings together incredible experts who are actually implementing these tools, not just talking about theory. And if you're a business leader looking to integrate AI automation, video marketing, and podcasting into your strategy, visit strategicmarketing.com to see how Emanuel helps companies stay ahead of the curve. Now, if this conversation got you excited about creating your own custom GPTs and AI systems, and if you're ready to stop treating AI just like a magic 8-ball and start building strategic tools that actually know your business, then you need the Brand to Bot Blueprint. This is my signature one-on-one service where we do exactly what I described with Emanuel. Extract your brand strategy, build your custom GPT knowledge base, and create AI systems that sound like you, not like some generic robot and not like everyone else. By the time you're done with your Brand to Bot Blueprint, you'll have everything you need. We start with a 90-minute Brand Explorer session. You'll get a personalized strategy document and roadmap, and you get a fully trained AI assistant that knows your business inside and out. My clients typically see results within just a few weeks. Better content, faster turnaround times, and the confidence to charge premium rates because their brand voice is crystal clear. Head to aiqueens.com/blueprint to learn more and to schedule your session with me. Until next time, stay curious, stay strategic, and keep building your AI-powered empire like the queen that you are.
Thanks for listening to the AI Queens podcast. If you loved today's episode, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with a fellow queen who needs to hear this. Want more tips and tools? Join the AI Queens Society at aiqueenssociety.com and start ruling your business with confidence today. Until next time, stay bold, stay curious, and keep reigning with AI.